Hi everyone, welcome back to PRAKASAM tutorials. In this video, I am going to discuss about looping concepts in Python. A loop statement allows us to execute a statement or group of statements multiple times. In a programming language, a loop is a statement that contains instructions that continually repeat until a certain condition is reached. Loop help us to remove the redundancy of the code when a task has to be repeated several times. With the use of loops, we can cut short those 100 lines of the code to few lines. And this is a flowchart of the looping statement. So if the condition is true, it executes the conditional code, and if the condition is false, it stops the loop. In Python, there are three types of loops that are while loop, for loop, and nested loop. So what is a while loop? It repeats a statement or group of statements while a given condition is true. It tests the condition before executing the loop body. And for loop, this type of loop execute a code block multiple times. And nested loop, we can iterate a loop inside another loop. So first we are going to discuss about while loop with example. So while loop is continually execute the statement or code as long as given condition is true. It first check the condition and then jump into the instruction. In Python, while loop is used to execute a block of statement repeatedly until a given condition is satisfied, and then the condition becomes false. And when the condition becomes false, the line immediately after the loop in a program is executed. And this is the flowchart of the while loop. So inside a while loop, we can have any number of statements. The condition may be anything as per our requirement. The loop stops when the condition fails, and execution will move to the next line of the code. So now here in this flowchart, this is the flowchart of the while loop. So in this flowchart, it first check the condition. Execute the conditional code. If the condition is true, it execute the conditional code and check the condition again. Program control exit the loop if the condition is false. If the condition is false, program controller execute the loop. For example, and this is the syntax of the while loop condition. So while loop condition and the body of the statement. Next, coming to the example. That example I will explain in editor window. Uh, while loop example. So count is equal to 0. Count equal to 0. And set the while loop condition while count is less than 5 colon, press the enter key, increment the count value, count is equal to count, count plus 1, print hello Prakasham tutorials. Okay, this is the example of the while loop. So now here this loop runs as long as the count variable is less than 5. So initially we have to consider the count value is here 0, and first check the condition 0 less than 5. Condition is satisfied and increment the count value. Count is equal to count plus 1, 0 plus 1, next count value is 1. So now the condition is satisfied. So print the statement. What is that print statement here? Here I am considering the print statement is hello Prakasam tutorials. So next count value is 1. Again check the condition 1 less than 5. Condition is satisfied. Next increment the count value. So print the statement again hello Prakasam tutorial. So now here this while loop runs as long as the count variable is less than 5. Count increments by 1 after each iteration. First I will save the program. Click on the run module. First it asks the save. It will ask the save and choose your location. File name is filename.py. Click on the save button. Okay. In the console prompt, Python console window, hello Prakasam tutorial statement will be executed 5 times. It will execute 5 times. So why 5 times? Now where the count while loop condition is count less than 5. And this is one example of the while loop and one more example of the while loop. Initially we have to consider the n value. N is equal to 1. So take the while loop condition while n less than 10 colon, press the enter button. So print the n value, print of n, and increment the n value. N is equal to n plus 1. So n plus equal to 1, this is the assignment operator. That meaning is n is equal to n plus 1. So now save the program and run the program. So now here in this example, the variable n is already set to 1. The variable n is already set to 1. And a while loop is set to a condition. And now here I am considering the while loop condition is n less than 10. On line 3, and this is line 1. On line 3, print the statement, line 1, line 2, line 3. So on line 3, in this line, print the statement, print the n value, where currently 1 is stored. On line 4 and the next line, increment the n value, n is equal to n plus 1. So initial n value is 1, n is equal to n plus 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, next n value is 2. N value is increased by 1. So the loop continue to execute and increment until n becomes 10. When n becomes 10, the expression becomes false. Okay. So now save the program and run module. Click on the run module. So n values will be printed. N is equal to 1 to 9. So n is equal to 10. 10 less than 10. Condition is not satisfied. The loop will be executed. And next create a loop runs infinite times when the condition never fails. For example, while loop while space true, condition is true, press the enter button. Print of Prakasam tutorials. Now where my print statement is Prakasam tutorials and while loop is true. So this loop runs infinite times when the condition never fails. Click on the run module. The loop will runs continuously. Why? This loop is true. This is a infinite loop. The loop never, the condition never fails. So now here I am given false statement. False statement. Click on the run module. So now the statement is false. Because of that, the loop is not run. So this is the example of the while loop. So while loop with else. When an else statement is used along with a while loop, the control the control goes to the else statement when the condition is false. Suppose, for example, same as the previous example, n is equal to 1 in that example. So now here I am using the else statement, while loop along with else. Else. So now the n greater than 10, n is equal to 10. This condition is false. The control goes to the else statement. It prints the statement. Now here I am considering the print statement. The program has ended. Print of program has ended since n is greater than 10. Click on the run module. Okay, n is equal to 1 to 9. When n is equal to 10, the condition is false. It prints the else statement. Program has ended since n is greater than 10. This is the example of the while loop. And second type of the loop is for loop. A for loop is used to iterate over a sequence like list, tuple, dictionaries, set, or even strings. The process of traversing a sequence is known as iteration. Loop statement will be executed for each item of the sequence, and this is the syntax of the for loop. Per item in iterator statement of the statement or code, and this is the flowchart of the for loop. So now here in this flowchart, takes the first item of the iterable, take the first item of the iterable, execute the statement and moves the pointer to the next item until it reaches the last item of the sequence. So for example, for loop example, so print the test. Now here I am considering the test is hello Prakasam tutorial. That hello Prakasam tutorial test will print 5 times using for loop. For example, I am considering list is equal to, so the list is created by square brackets. Inside the square brackets, the elements are separated by commas, and this is the creation of the list. For num in list colon, press the enter button. Now here I am considering the print statement is inside the parenthesis hello Prakasham tutorials. So now here this test message will be printed on the Python console window 5 times. Why? Here the list value is list is equal to 1 to 1 2 3 4 5. So initially L is equal to 1, list is equal to 1. Okay, for loop is satisfied. This print statement will be printed on the console window. Again list 2. Click on the run module. That statement will be printed. Hello Prakash tutorial statement is printed on the Python console window. And uh, one more example of the for loop. So create a list of all the even numbers between 1 to 10. Even underscore num is equal to create the empty list. Create the empty list for I in range of 1 comma 11. So range of 1 comma 11 means the range of the values are 1 to 10. So now where I will take the condition if I modulo 2 equal to 0, even underscore num dot append method is used to print the element at the end of the statement. Even underscore num dot append of I print even numbers. Even numbers, comma, even underscore num. So now here initially I am creating the empty list for I in range. That range is 1 to 10, 1 to 1 comma 11 means 1 to 10. So first it will takes I is equal to 1. So condition is not satisfied. If the condition is not satisfied, that number is not printed. Next I is equal to 2. 2 modulo by 2. The remainder value is 0. Condition is satisfied. It prints the even number 2. Next takes another value 3. 3 modulo 2. The remainder is not equal to 0. Because of that, that value is not printed. Next take the next I value. I is equal to 4. 4 modulo 2. The remainder value is 0. It prints the even number. Like that, the loop is repeated until the range 1 comma 11. So first save the program and after that run the program. The even numbers will be displayed on the Python console window. So this is the example of the for loop, and third type of the loop is nested loop. Nested loops mean using a loop inside another loop. We can use any type of loop inside any type of loop. We can use a while loop inside for loop, a for loop inside a while loop. Once again, we can use a while loop inside for loop, a for loop inside a while loop, a while loop inside a while loop, or for loop inside a for loop. So this is the concept of the nested loop. For example, and create an even numbers. Here also create the even numbers is an example. So now the first I am creating for loop and another loop. Okay, inside the for loop, creating another loop. So the previous example is that is if loop, and for loop is first here I am create the empty list given numbers for I in range. That range is 1 to 11. So inside the for loop I am creating while loop. While loop, the condition is while loop condition is uh, I modulo 2 equal to 0. If this condition is satisfied, it prints the even numbers. Condition is not satisfied, it does not print the number. Click on the run module. It prints only I will check the program once again, and initially I am creating the empty list for I in the range 1 comma 1 comma 11. I am using the while loop modulo equal to 0 even underscore num dot append of I print even numbers. Okay, so now where I will use the break statement. Break statement is used to stop the execution. at the end of the even underscore num dot append of I am using break statement. So again save the program and run the program. It will print the even numbers. So these are the different types of loop statement in Python programming.